Hello, 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 hello. I just for the day has started with lots of issues. So we just had internet blackout, and we were out of internet for until like 2 minutes ago, and I forgot to make tea. So I was like, "Wow, how did that happen?" Hello, everyone. Hello, hello, hello. Busy days, very busy days, very interesting as well. We are going through some huge reorganization of basically everything. The company is going through an interesting time because, of course, we've had, our massive growth, and then, more releases, more things to do, and more people joining. So we're trying to make sure that all this growth and expansion and such doesn't become a problem. So we are, reorganizing a lot of things, and hence some of the disruptions sometimes. So that's happening all the time to companies, and especially to the ones that are growing at a steady pace like we're doing. But because we want everything to be sustainable and make sure that everything is well organized over time, we want to make sure that what we do has not only a short-term benefits, but a long-term organizational effect. So yeah, so this is why, we're a bit like, ooh, what's happening there? They're late, they don't deliver, they're just like this. These things happen all the time. So thanks for joining us. Quite a lot of people have been asking us this week about, recent things that happened. So, as you know, 2 weeks ago we launched Distant World. We had now we're going through a third or fourth round of updates. There were some technical issues. We are going through these around the clock. Codeforce is working like stupid hours to fix all these things. And I've seen some comments around saying, you should have tested the game more and so on. But I guess that, it comes down to the fact that we are, although the beta was pretty much, full of people testing the game, when you start, when you release a game to such a huge number of people, things are bound to, these things are bound to happen. Sometimes things go wrong. So we're now working towards, fixing all the crash bugs and all the kind of stuff that prevents players to fully enjoy the game. And then after that, we are going to make sure that we announce more content to you and what's coming next. So we were planning to do that earlier in the process, hoping that the game was going to be, less of a, stress just after release. It didn't happen, and we're working stupid hours again. Codeforce is really working around the clock to make sure that all these things are fixed and you guys can have a better experience. We are not here to spoil your enjoyment and entertainment, so everything we do is of course now geared towards making sure that this game is working for everyone. I know, and one of the reasons we have now delayed Starship Troopers is exactly that. We are going through a further round of tests on compatibility and all sorts of different configurations. On top of it, we have now come to the point where we're fixing and balancing all the late game. The Aristocrats team has been working towards adding more units, more variety, especially in the late game, where the game needs more more fun stuff, especially when you come after how the game is has developed over time, so you kind of know what we're talking about. It's a story-driven game where there's a lot of progressions that we have to to take care of. So that, especially in the late game part, we want to make sure that that is well balanced as well. So we're taking a bit more time. The game is now has got a release date of June 16th. This is a fixed release date. It's set in stone. I have had assurance from everyone involved that we're not going to move it anymore after that. So again, to anyone who's pre-ordered the game, we won't be able to deliver the game as planned towards the end of March, beginning of April, but it's all for the good. We have been asked by some of you to give again, to anyone who's pre-ordered the game, re-release the demo of the product. Now, so that you were pre-ordered the game, you want to play something. That is not going to be possible, mainly because the demo was based on a version of the game that is now progressed far beyond what it was. There's a lot of improvements. There's, if you remember well, when we shared the demo with you, there was some feedback about sound. There was some feedback about save games. I don't remember. There were a number of things that we said we were going to fix these things. Now these things have been fixed or assessed, or we've worked on these elements, and re-releasing a demo without these would just give a false impression of what the game is right now. So we don't do that anymore. So we won't release the demo anymore. Some questions there. Late arrival, didn't miss anything? No, you didn't miss much. We're talking about Distant Worlds and Starship Troopers delays out of lessons learned from Distant Worlds. I would like to see it having a better mid-late game performance. Yeah, that's really what we're trying to do. Any news why so few streams lately? Cornac, this is a point we addressed in I think last week as well. A question we've answered last week as well. What we're trying to do is make less streams, but a bit more focused and a bit more interesting, as it were. Like give every stream a reason to be, because just playthroughs wasn't really working for us. It was like a few number of people were following them, and and it wasn't really giving us enough traction to sort of explain parts of specific parts of games we wanted to tell about. So what we want to do is progress towards fewer streams, but more focus on stuff that is interesting or gives some insights about bits of game that we are more like keener about, I would say. Would you consider streaming some matches from the various championships? Byron, this is interesting. The problem we have is that apart from Panzer Corps, where some of the games can be played live, most of the games are turn-based, so you would sort of stream your turn and then you sort of wait for the opponent's turn to come in, and it's very hard to stream this kind of mechanics without boring people and just waiting for stuff to happen. So that's something we keep thinking about how we could sort of give this a bit more visibility, the tournaments and such, but it's very hard to do that. Hello, sir. What about Combat Mission Battle for Normandy? The guys at Battlefront are working on final implementation of PBM and tournament system, and after that, this will all be both retrofitted to the existing games that are on Steam and on our site, and the future ones. So a release date for Combat Mission Battle for Normandy and its DLCs will be announced. We are hoping to release these in Q2. Do you have any plan for more strategic command games? Yes. Yes. Thanks for asking the question, Chicho Gran Pasticcio. Nice nickname. I like it. Yes, we have plans for more strategic command games, and there's going to be announcements on that very, very soon. Any news about Stargate? Stargate's progressing well. We are going to say more about Stargate at the end of this Home War Gamers. Sorry, at this tea time, talking about the future Home War Gamers. Do you have any news about Master of Magic? Again, this is going to be covered towards the end of this stream, so stick with us. Thanks for renewing your subscription. Requeen87. Ciccio Gran Pasticcio is a fantastic nickname. Any news about Scramble? Loon Striker. Scramble, yes, we have news about Scramble, although they're not great in the sense that the game's being postponed right now. We don't have a release date. The team is working on a lot on, focus on the vertical slice of the game. So basically assessing gameplay and, how the core game loop works. It's a hard balance to strike between, being a hardcore simulation and being, enjoyable and fun and such. So that's our core right now, to make sure that the game is fun. And it's 100% our goal right now. What about the Terminator game? In progress, working on it. This is, of course, a big project for us, and we are going to tell you more about this in future live streams. We don't have a release date for it right now. Starship Troopers co-op. Any plan for future content and features for Starship Troopers is going to be announced after release of the game, because right now, you can imagine, it's been in development for ever. So we want to release the game first and then make sure that then we announce. We've got plans, we've got ideas on what to do next. So there's definitely, it's definitely not a game that we'll just launch and forget about it, but we're definitely working on focusing on releasing the game first. Also, on top of all this, and keep firing over questions. Don't worry about the flow of the stream. This is for you. So Pacific news: Panzer Corps Pacific. Panzer Corps Pacific will be released after AO43. So we are now focusing on. I think it's AO43 is currently in beta. It's going to be the next release for Panzer Corps 2, and then after that we'll do Pacific. So it's probably going to be around Q3, I would say. So between July and September, don't know when exactly. Okay, yes. So there's why did you make the Terminator game based on the Dark Fate and not the original? Well, it's a good question, and the idea is that basically the current the Dark Fate universe or lore is much more open. It gives us more freedom to come up with cool stuff, and it gives us also the ability to sort of explore a bit more about story, narration, and sort of detach ourselves from existing characters and such. And it's much funnier to work on a game that gives you this freedom. Any news on Command Mission World 2 titles? Yes, I've just said we are hoping Q2 for Normandy, and we are working towards these dates. At the moment, we are the guys at Battlefront working on PBM and tournament system. Haven't heard anything about modern naval warfare in a while. Well, Heinz Pepperoni, another great nickname. I like it. The team at the Modern Warfare team is working hard right now. We don't have a release date. We were hoping to have a better idea of how the game's going to come around end of this quarter. So end of June. Sorry, end of next quarter, end of June. So starting beta around the summer, but we don't know yet if that's going to be happening or not. Right, so as I was saying, the next week is released the week for WeGo World War II Stalingrad. There's a new dev diary. We have a new dev diary on the site now. No, it's coming tomorrow. It's going to be about organization and lines of communication. It's really cool because it gives a bit more insight on sort of more like a higher level of the gameplay. And it's going to be interesting how Brian and the team are resolving some of these gameplay issues, especially for a game that's WeGo. You know, making sure that the organization works and the lines of communication are working is super important. So tune in for that tomorrow on the Matrix game site, and the game releases next week on Thursday. Now, I want to also give you an idea on games that are up and coming. So first on, we have, you know that we've announced the Battle Sector Necrons, so Warhammer 40,000 Battle Sector Necrons. And I'm going to answer some of these questions later, so forgive me for not answering them straight away. So Battle Sector, we have Necrons coming. It's going to be happening in April. I think it's the release date is not fixed yet. It's going to be in April. These are screenshots taken from the beta testers. So I've got like I know the single beta testers. I could actually name them: Wrecker and Philstat and Paradigm Shift and Thomas. You know, grab these screenshots straight from the photo mode from the game. So it's coming very close now, and we're pretty excited about this one. Battle Sector is interesting because there's a lot of players for Battle Sector, like thousands of players, and basically everyone has their favorite faction and so on. But it's cool to see that people are also asking for new game modes and such, and that's what Black Lab is working towards. You know, not only adding factions and storylines and new campaigns and such, but also adding more game modes so that the games gets more replayable over time. So we're very excited about Necrons, and you should be as well, coming along in April as well. So not too far from now. After that, we've got so we've talked about WeGo coming on 31st of March. We've got Starship Troopers coming June 16th. You can see we're kind of busy. We have Battle Sector Necrons coming in April. We have, other than that, we have a new Field of Glory 2 DLC. And I won't tell you what it is. Not only because Mordante didn't show up yet, but because we've got a proper announcement for that in a few, I think in a couple of weeks' time. But it's coming in May. That's a May release, and this is going to be the fourth, if I'm not wrong, third or fourth DLC for Field of Glory 2 Medieval. Working hard on putting together nice key art in the same style, and the guys are working towards announcing the game in the next couple of weeks as well. More questions. So if you could go back and check if there's any question I didn't answer yet. So, okay, that was where we start. Any Warhammer 40k Gladius work in progress? Yes, Aphrodos, we have 2 DLCs for Gladius in the works, and knowing more about these in the next 2 or 3 weeks, you'll see announcements about what they are. Any new live DLCs for Command Modern Operations? Not so much as live, but we're working on DLCs for Command Modern Operations. We are working towards doing more chunkier DLCs rather than the light live ones right now, just because we are working on a lot of new features for the main game, and working towards on content that uses these features basically. Let's go down a bit. More questions. I think I did Scramble, so not have a date yet on Scramble CB, sorry, but working on it. It's an internal project. We've added two new programmers to the game, so we're definitely investing a lot of resources in it. Battle Sector has a potential for 10 DLCs at least. I hope so. Eastward needs to getting an expansion at some point. Can't say anything about it, and 2x3 is working hard on a few fronts, but it's definitely, you know, one of the things we're talking about. And news regarding Broken Arrow and Flashpoint campaign Southern Storm. All right, Broken Arrow team is you know, progressing and making progress. You know, it's a new team, so every time they add a new feature, there's a lot of testing, a lot of going for, you know, seeing if it works and then going back to it and so on. Being a newly formed team, everything that you do is completely new, so we can help them at some point to some degree, but you know, there's a lot of things that are, you know, just not like planned. You cannot plan for some of the things because it's a very complex game to develop. Flashpoint campaign Southern Storm, I've been told by the OTS guys that they are working solely on the commercial game for now, from now on. So it's a game that has now all their attention. And I really hope that I will be able to give you more news about release date in the coming weeks. It's not too far. It's not too far. We are focusing 100% on delivering the commercial release now. So make sure that you know, be patient. What is Agent up to these days? Agent's working hard on a new game, and we can't say what it is now, but you'll know very soon. And Broken Arrow, no, it hasn't entered beta yet. No, far from it, far from it. Other thing I wanted to say, I'm going to post a link, or someone is going to post a link here on, we've been nominated for Indie Publisher of the Year on MCD Awards. So if you want to give us some help and vote for us, then maybe we'll you know, come to the stage and get the award and say that this is because we have a fantastic community who voted for us, and it'd be great. It'd be great to be to win it. There's some big competition as well, so I don't know what's going to happen, but we're definitely looking forward to the event. It's the first time that we are nominated for such a prestigious award, and this is a big deal for us. We've it came as a surprise, and we are delighted to be, you know, listed amongst these. But the link is up on there's a news item link that has been posted there, so you can vote if you want to. I missed if there will be co-op in Terran Command. Not a release, RB Real, not a release. Right, so there's a spring sale happening right now on the Slitherine site. If you want to buy some games at a pretty chunky discount, it's a good opportunity for you. And also, the other thing I wanted to say was, where is it? There's also a Command Modern Operations screenshot competition if you want to participate. It's on Discord. You don't get to win anything, but it's a cool way of seeing you know, how good you are at grabbing cool situations in the game. So you join the Discord. I said sale. If I don't say sale, Torfino, my e-commerce manager Julia will kill me. So that's why I said sale. I'm not trying to sell you anything. I'm trying to say there's a sale. Like, did you hear that? And we'll check the revenue tomorrow, and we'll see how it went. If I'm convincing enough. Right. So to finish, I want to say one thing. We're working hard on the next Home of Wargamers event, Home of Wargamers live event. We are going to make you know, the last two live events we made. So we're trying to, you know, use the best practices of what worked and what didn't in the next in the next one. We're going to announce new games. We're going to show a lot of gameplay. We're going to probably, compared to all the other Home of Wargamers events we've done in the past, we're going to focus much more on gameplay. So there will be gameplay footage, actual gameplay, us playing the games for a wide variety of our upcoming products. And this happening in May. We will announce the date next week on during tea time. We're going to have hopefully, if things are going this way, live stream with live interviews without doing it remote, a bit more personable, being it more, have our colleagues coming together and making sure that they can present the games, the producers coming to the location, to the event. So hopefully have it a bit more of a human touch, more games being announced, more stuff that you probably know you expect but you've never heard of, and it's going to be super cool, because I think that for the first time having everyone in the same room will be amazing. We'll look forward to that. We are thank you Yogdog for rating over 96 viewers. That's really cool. 251 viewers. Hello everyone. We could go on forever now. You can ask any question. And so this is going to be cool, and I really hope that when we do the next Home of Wargamers in May, a lot of you will be there to ask questions and give us some attention, because there's a lot of very cool things. Again, focus on gameplay, focus on announcing cool things, and making sure that we answer a lot of your questions, make it really a good mix between what tea time is, so answering a lot of questions, but also showing you the gameplays. And so we'll hopefully show some Master of Magic, hopefully show some of the other games you've been asked for today, and hopefully you'll be delighted about it. I really look forward to it. More news to come next week, and we'll announce a date, show you some cool things maybe that we're going to see, because it's not too far away from now. Will you dress as a wizard from Master of Magic? Now, this is an inside joke, stuff that's been forwarded in our daily Skype chats of myself being dressed as a wizard of Master of Magic. I don't think so, but we can start a poll, a yes or no poll, and if 90% say yes, maybe I'll do that. But not now. Not now. I have to be prepared so that I can fix the numbers. Otherwise, it's not going to be great. Do you have a list of streams, Bruno? By the way, this is the second to last stream for Bruno. Bruno is leaving to explore the world in total freedom from April. So the next stream will be the last one for Bruno. So we'll be all drunk. After this one, we've got Sergeant Z-Dog playing Panzer Corps 2. 6:30 we have Gamer playing Valor in Victory Stalingrad. And at 8 we have XTRG playing We Go World War II Stalingrad. That's cool. Good to see some preview of what's coming next week. Tomorrow at 8 p.m. we have Richard York playing Field of Glory Medieval Storm of Arrows. And on Saturday, Kushan is playing Distant Worlds 2. Now, we've started late, so I'm a bit late, but we started 2 minutes late. So thanks for joining us today. It's been good to see you, good to chat, good to answer some questions. Hopefully, some of the questions had some answers. Some of the questions had some very generic. You'll see. Stay tuned, and whatnot. But hopefully you get some ideas of what is coming up. I will see you next week at tea time on the release date for We Go World War II Stalingrad, and Bruno's last one Thanks for sticking with us, and I will see you on Thursday next week. Bye.